of the world can sometimes be too much for a lonely girl. Cause this life is meant for sharing. All that
Hey, Jimmy, can you hear me?
Is that too much to ask? Is that too much to ask?
I know that I'm exactly who I was meant to be. I'm a big fish in a small pond. Got my days free and the nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. As famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. It's who I am.
Hi, everybody. It's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? Hi, Leo. How are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm good.
I'm great. We are live. I believe we are live. I think I heard Jimmy pop in.
We are live on our stations.
I believe on Armed Radio, armeddigitalmedia.com, Armed Radio Global. Jim Bell is our producer and engineer. He is in New Hampshire running the show, and we are recording live. We are live on my Facebook page, Maria Gentile. We're live on the What's the Story with Maria Facebook page, and we are live on our YouTube channel. So we also have a What's the Story with Maria YouTube channel. If you want to watch us there, you are welcome to. Now, if you want to comment, we love it. So please comment on our page. I'm checking both pages. So far I see Ed Kutu of Blade Salon. Eddie, how are you, my friend? Eddie got his shipment of aprons and cups and tote bags. But I am very excited, Leo, about the apron shots from Ed Kutu. You know, he's a total hottie.
I know. Oh, we have a couple of hotties.
Oh, I know. And Dominic Poop has popped on. I sent him an apron as well. Supposedly, there's a Christmas shoot coming. You know, Mr. Nude himself. Let's see what happens. Nudes now, he's writing. Nudes. Period. Now. Period. Okay. Nyat
my friend Tony
says,
signed in.
Hola. Hi, Nyat. How are you?
It's that Tony. He spells it backwards. That's my friend.
Oh, now I see. Hi, Tony. That's tricky. Anthony DeCoco has joined us. Hello from Las Vegas. Oh my God, Anthony. That's sexy from Las Vegas. It's so many exciting things are happening. So let's do our merchandise right away, and then we're going to bring on our guest. What should we start with, Leo?
I don't know.
Let's start with our mug. Let's start with our mug.
Okay, let me get my Leo baton out.
Our What's the Story with Maria mug. This is only $10. What the hell can you get for $10? Half a lap dance.
Maria's mug.
And Maria's mug. That's right. On the other side it says, go ahead, keep eating. We enjoy eating on this show.
Now, have you noticed? Did anybody notice?
Oh, Leo, your cup matches mine now. Did you get something in the mail this week?
Yes, I did.
You are brought
now
up.
We're matchy-matchy.
Oh, yes, we are matchy-matchy.
Okay. Now I got 2 mugs.
2 mugs. You might need them. Some days are very busy. Also for $10, we have our gorgeous tote bag. On one side, it says, What's the Story with Maria? You get a much younger version of me there.
I'm a mess today. Don't worry. On this one, you have wrinkles.
Go ahead.
Because I washed it.
I love that. Me too. The one I washed has a little bit of wrinkles. But these are really strong tote bags. They're only $10. And right now in New York, I know especially.
You could carry 2 gallons of liquid in this for sure.
Is that true?
Oh, yes.
Wow. All right. And now, dun, 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 our blue apron. Now, we got to tell you, this is $25, and that sounds like $25. It's well worth it. This is a beautiful apron. Oh, my God. Wow. You're doing like a striptease. I'll tell you why he's doing a striptease. So this is the most popular item we have, and it flies off the shelves. We have started a campaign for if you take a picture of yourself in this blue apron, naked as a jaybird, underneath. Butt naked. We will put it in. We're going to have a What's the Story with Maria blue apron calendar. Naked apron calendar, we're calling it. Now, I don't need to see any of your parts. We don't need to see it. You can suggest the parts. Right. Well, you never know. I mean, Mario Mario Davola's got an apron now, so he's going to be photographing. And he said, do you want me to? He was doing the whole thing. I said, Mario, it's suggested.
There's something to be said. They're sexy and suggestive.
Right. Oh, my God. Look
sexy.
It's Mandar Chick Magnet. Speaking of
Does he have an apron?
Mandar, you should really, we got to get you an apron. Would you be willing to pose with the apron and nothing else on underneath? Then you could be in our calendar. So far, we're going to have to write all this down. Remember our lap dances with George Penny. Oh, my God. Kenny Holcomb. That was hysterical. Rena Quignali Berge has joined us. She says, happy Tuesday, everybody. Who else I saw? So Kenny's here. Mandar Chick Magnet's here. Stephanie Greco, my friend from high school. I want an apron. I won't take the picture in the birthday suit. All right. So thank you, Stephanie, for throwing that in, because you don't have to take a picture of yourself in your birthday suit. You don't. Because if you take a picture of yourself in the blue apron and send it to us, we will put it on our Instagram page and our other pages. For sure. You will end up on a page. If you send us a Buck Naked, the Naked Apron series, then you will, with your permission, Leo, we have to get permission slips.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
And like they used to do in Catholic school, permission slips. We'll have to
from
get
your parents.
Yep.
Yeah, Dominic.
They call them waivers to sign away.
You're going to have to get.
You can't say, you can't sue us in 10 years and say, oh my God, they had a naked picture of me. And I'm
waivers. We were talking Catholic. I thought you meant wafers for a second.
Yes. No, you know what? Yes, I had a little wafer today. Okay, who else do we have? Stephanie says, I will take a picture with my cute grandson. Oh my God. Stephanie's grandson is adorable. Yes, please. Yes, please. That would be so cute. And we'll put it on the Instagram page. Isabella Roskowski has joined us. Hi, guys. Is that Isabella or is it Marisa? Because you know Marisa sneaks on under Isabella's page. Who else are we missing? So permission slips. Yes, Rita's laughing because it's true. Remember, we always had to have permission. I wouldn't feel comfortable with the birthday suit, but I can take one with the ASL sign and would that would be great.
Awesome.
Yes, Tony, that would be wonderful. Nice. I would love that. We'll put it on our Instagram page. Anybody takes a picture with any of our merchandise, you end up on our Instagram page. A lot of our great friends have done that. Okay, so Leo, you are teaching. You are very, very, very busy these days, right?
Yep.
Busy with your kids
all day long. Just
all day
busy.
long. Oh
we're
my
working
God.
Videos, learning stuff, just kind of updating where we're at with our community and making sure there's no wildfires down here. And you're just so busy.
I'm so busy.
All over the place.
I'm at the Stonewall Inn on Mondays with Susan Campanero. Oh my God, insanity. Insanity ensues on Monday. Upstairs at the Stonewall. I can't even tell you. Last night there was like
Dear Susie, what did you say?
Oh my God, she was saying it was crazy. She was dancing on. It was crazy. And then Monday nights, you have no idea. It's insanity, but it's the best kind of insanity. Wednesday nights, I'm at the Duplex from 9:30 to 4 a.m. with this wonderful new friend, Zach Nolan. I love working with him. And G Enrique, we know how talented G is. So we have a hell of a time there. And then Fridays, I'm at Brandy's, and many Saturdays, I'm at Brandy's. So I pick up a lot of Saturdays there as well. So you can find me on the weekend at Brandy's. Okay.
When you see G, tell him I say hi to my little pozole.
Oh, he'll love
my
that.
little pozole.
I know he is. He's adorable. Yeah. All right. We are going to forge ahead. Speaking of adorable, our first guest reached out to me a couple months ago and talked about the this festival that's coming up. And so we scheduled this show right before the festival. He is the sweetest person. And we finally met. He came to Brandy's. Sweetest person, extremely talented. And he is in our green room. Am I right?
He is. And that's the Brooklyn Americana Music Festival.
Okay. So so write this down. BKAMF, which stands for Brooklyn Americana Festival.com. You are not going to believe the cavalcade of folk music listed on that site. And there's a huge festival coming up in Brooklyn. And we're going to bring on our first guest, who is one of the performers. And now my friend, Bobby Blue.
Hi, Maria.
Yay. Hi, beautiful. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm great. God. Thank you. It's summer, so I'm great.
I know. Are you a summer person?
I grasp onto summer it's like be the change you want to see. So as early as possible, I'm trying to be summer, but yeah, I love summer. I get a little sad in this winter time. So.
Now, Bobby, where did you grow up?
Bedford, Indiana, which is next door to Bloomington, Indiana, where Indiana University is.
Okay, so but it's not like you grew up in a warm climate.
No, I moved to Tucson early, like in my late teens, early 20s, and I didn't like the heat at first, but I became very acclimated to liking it. Right. And now I really like it. It just makes me feel good seeing the sun. I can't deal with cloudy days. Yeah, I lived in Seattle for a little while. I couldn't. Oh, do that.
Yeah. That's what I've heard about people that moved to Seattle. Yeah. That Seattle would just it wears on you after a while. People have all said that.
And then of course it sets the tone. It sets the tone for everybody, and there's a tone. Yeah. I love Seattle. It's a great city, but it definitely is difficult. I think for someone from someone like me, I like the sunshine. I like a beach blanket bingo kind of day.
I can see you in a beach blanket video, Bobby. I can see that. I can picture it in my mind.
You got inside my head. Okay.
You know what there are certain people that I can see in other time periods, like time travel, and I can totally see you at a Coney Island kind of throwback. Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
I love that whole look. I love your look. I love it. But one of the things I wanted to bring up, did I read that you're of Colombian descent?
Costa Rican.
Oh, Costa Rican. Okay.
Yeah, my mother is from Costa Rica.
Wonderful. Now, that's what I wanted to ask. I wanted to really dive into that. Do you get your love of music from your mother, that Costa Rican side? Or is it? Yeah, go ahead.
The flavor and the spirit, definitely. I mean, my mom was kind of the head of household when I was growing up. And so and she loved her Mexican music. That was the style of music. She liked the rancheras and the mariachis and that type of music. So, and my mother came with 4 of her sisters to Bedford, Indiana. Why Bedford, Indiana?
Right.
Well, my aunt had moved to Seattle, oddly, also early in the 60s, and she met a man who she got married to, who was married in Bedford, Indiana, and she brought her a few other sisters. My mother has 14 brothers and sisters.
Oh my God! Wow. Well, my grandfather had 11. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, she brought a few of her sisters to this place in the middle of Indiana, and we were raised in a very, very Costa Rican way and culture. My sister and my cousins from that side of the family, and then my father is American. He'll good old boy from the backwoods of Indiana.
How wonderful! So you have this wonderful blend of these two cultures. And when did you start playing guitar?
I didn't start playing guitar. Well, I guess I started when I was 13. I started taking lessons, but I didn't really follow through until I was 20, 21 years old. Yeah.
But you're a great guitar player. I love your guitar playing.
Oh, thank you.
On all your, because I listened to a bunch of your different recordings, and I'm a
guitar player on those recordings.
Oh,
I had
okay.
Somebody who was playing guitar on those recordings.
Okay, well, whoever that person is, tell them.
Yes.
I was very impressed. But I know you play guitar for yourself, and you're going to play for us tonight. Is that right?
Yeah, play you a song.
Yeah. Do we want to start with that and give the audience a little jolt?
Sure, it's a show. I entertain.
Okay. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. We give you Bobby Blue. Take your time.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the meantime, we want to talk about the Brooklyn Americana Folk Festival that is coming up, and that is, let me turn over my page here, September 16th through 19th at Dumbo, the Dumbo Archway. And Dumbo, I think, stands for Down Under the Manhattan and Brooklyn Bridge Overpass, if I'm not mistaken. Perhaps someone will correct me. So as soon, Leo, as Bobby is ready to to give us a little music. Are you ready, Bobby? Okay,
yeah.
Full frame on Bobby.
Before I started, just it was interesting to try to make the choice to which song I wanted to sing tonight and who my audience was. The audience is so important to an entertainer. But the song that I have written, and this is an original piece, is called I'll Survive. It's a letter from my 14-year-old self to my parents describing the bullying that I went through in school from classmates. And I hope that if there's a lonely, bullied person hears my song, they will know that I understand too, and maybe they won't feel so alone. The first of the school year always made me so nervous because eventually those calls of fag and queer would ring through the halls. So, a little less water. You got me trapped here, nowhere to go. Mother and father, there's truth that you don't know. I am beat down by my peers. No one can save me, I guess I'll just drown in here. But I survive by my own hand, and I'll survive by my own hand. When I'm older, I'm gonna leave this town. But the years and the years, they keep getting longer somehow. Just a little kid, no one believed. I didn't know if I'd make it, I played make-believe that I survived by my own hand, that I survived by my own hand. I was afraid that I couldn't speak loud enough. You never hurt me anyway. I was afraid that I couldn't speak loud enough because bullying is embarrassing. That I survived by my own hand, that I survived by my own hand, that I survived by my own hand.
Woo! Bobby Blue. Bobby, I didn't know that was going to be so sad.
It's that I survived, so it's.
I know you did. I
empowering.
It was
Empowering.
I felt it.
Oh,
I saw that little boy. I really did.
Yeah.
You know what? I just realized something. When you said you hold on to summer, no wonder you hold on to summer. Because as a kid, you were probably freaking out going back to school.
Well, that's funny because I was kind of like, I wanted to have a little something to say. So I kind of write a little bit before I go do anything because it's better to have a little idea of what you're going to say. Yeah. And I kind of went into that on the long form of like, it was, I wish everybody a good school year because every year I was scared to death to go to school. It was that first day. I always thought things were going to change, but of course they didn't. And but here I am. I've carved a place out in the world for myself. I'm okay.
Yep.
But there's but I have also had like other problems, not other problems, but in addition to bullying by kids, I was also bullied by my teachers in a horrendous way. Like
you were in Indiana, right?
Yeah, Southern Indiana. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole different ballgame.
That made it all a bit harder because they just opened the floodgates.
Right.
They just said, "Here he is. Have at it. We're going to call you a faggot, and everybody else is going to too." So.
Right.
Yeah. But here I am. I survived. I'm in New York City, for God's sake. And there are days I'm walking down New York City, and I'm just like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I'm here! Like I'm here."
I know, and you know what? I love your enthusiasm for the city because I have the same enthusiasm, and I've been here 31 years. I came from Boston, and I have always been in love with New York because I feel like we all have a place here, no matter who we were. Where we started, we have a place here, and it's just this mosaic of beauty and grit and color and music. It's just amazing, and I wanted to. Yeah,
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm
no, excited. But that's how I see it. It's just that's why I love mosaics. Mosaics are my favorite form of visual art because I always say from broken pieces come this beautiful piece of collective. I'm always moved by that.
I love going out and I love like that too. And you have that life where you meet so many colorful people where you were, you're very popular in your places where you sing. You're fantastic. Great entertainer. I truly, really loved you at Brandy's.
We had so much. I really appreciated you coming in. I really enjoyed hanging out with you. But you do, and you support other people. And I really love that.
It's also that collage of people that putting together the pieces and making it New York. I mean, New York, you can enjoy it in many different aspects, but going out at night and being out really late at night, you can meet some incredible people.
Incredible people. Yeah. People you wouldn't even see in movies. Screenwriters write these screenplays, and it's like sometimes that whole thing, like you couldn't make this up. You couldn't write this stuff.
Yes.
The characters you meet in New York. But I personally, I have never been bored in New York. I have always been visually and creatively stimulated, emotionally supported. I just feel like this is the greatest place in the world. Now,
it's hard to think of being anywhere else. Yes,
absolutely. Once you're in New York,
this freedom, we have such freedom and comfort to be who we are. I mean, it's not always 100% all the time. I mean, I definitely look around me at all times. I know what's around me, but we have a little bit of, it's like in Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, how they described Sydney. They said, these walls keep us safe. These city walls keep us safe.
Now, Bobby, I want to get people to your website because I was listening. You literally cover, because you do a lot of really amazing covers, but you put your own spin on it. So Madonna, you cover Madonna, Loretta Lynn, the Carpenters.
Oh, yes.
It's just amazing. I mean, and so many more. So if Bobby, okay, thank you, Leo. Leo Rodriguez, our Man Friday, I call him. Leo does everything that you see that pops up here. That's all Leo. I can't even take credit. Bobby Blue, just like it sounds, like the color.net. And on Bobby Blue's website, you can find all these little pieces of his songs that he covers and a lot of originals. And this original that you just played, Bobby, that was, oh my God, hold on a second. Sometimes these weird things happen.
Yeah.
Okay, stay right there. I'm popping right back in. Okay, there we are. Sometimes my Mac just goes somewhere else. Okay, so some of the other originals of yours that I heard have a completely different tone. Like this particular one that you did was, you talked about your mom and the kind of music that she liked. I heard some of that influence, that mariachi kind of like, and when you went up to that kind of lilt that is very, very, it's very typical and very reminiscent of.
Those singers are called huapangueros. They are known for going to falsetto very simply from, and that's a Mexican phrase, so huapanguero.
Huapangueros. Oh, I love that. I just learned something new. Yeah, so you did that so effortlessly, and I really love that. Now, have you recorded that particular song, or is that something new you just wrote?
I did just record it. It's not available yet. I'm having, when you release something these days, it's like you have to have a video and a lot of different things. So I'm trying to come up with a creative way of, I want to put this song out as soon as possible.
Yeah.
But it's a little difficult because I don't know exactly how to, I want to make like a 10-minute documentary film as a music video to carry the song. And, you know, it will take like a little volunteering. So if there's anybody out there with video skills who's interested in making a little documentary, get a hold of me. Also, if anybody wants a copy of the song, I'll send you an email. I'll email
You're so sweet.
It's just not out on Spotify yet at all. So
Tony Ramirez asked if you sing in Spanish.
Yes, I do. You'll see on the here, Por un Amor. I love, I grew up, one of the albums that I grew up with was very interesting, came along in the 80s. It was Linda Ronstadt's Canciones de mi Padre.
Oh my God, beautiful. I have chills when you said it.
Okay. It is Songs of My Father, and she is Mexican. And before 1987, no one knew that. This song is from that album.
Leo's playing that. And you know, a lot of people probably didn't know that Linda Ronstadt was Mexican.
Yeah, she is. And there's a revival of that album recently with the young people. Like it was a big album back then. And like Rolling Stone gave it like 2 stars, like really bad, but it was a huge album in Latin America, just absolutely huge.
Now let's bring Leo on because Leo is Mexican. Leo, I know how much you love Linda Ronstadt.
Well, we did Dos Arbolitos for I Could Have Been Chilo Rivera. So that was the song I sang to my grandparents. So
Leo wrote a beautiful show, which I actually happened to direct, and it was a great honor to direct it. And that was he did that beautiful song. We played it, and he talked about his grandparents, and I just fell in love with it.
And what do critics know about?
Oh my God! And she proved them so wrong, as she has done so many times before. I mean, she's a trailblazer now. She has Parkinson's, you know, and she's still making movies. We won't hear the voice again. For my daytime job for a long time, I've worked in very fancy Danish vintage furniture, and I met a guy, it was an interior designer once, and he came in and we started talking about Linda Ronstadt because I was playing her. He goes, "Oh, she's my roommate in San Francisco," and I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Linda Ronstadt. When after a while, she wanted to live in San Francisco, and we've been friends for a while, and so she came and lived with me." And so they sent me a signed copy of her recent memoir, which was really touching and very beautiful. And she's heard that version of Por un Amor. So
wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's thrilling, you know. So.
How beautiful is that? I personally adore when people bring that they are, because we are infused with our parents, no matter how we fight it or how we embrace it. We are infused with what we grow up with. And I love, I'm Italian and I love everything Italian. I love it. And I'm very proud of what I am. Leo and I talk. Leo's very proud of his Mexican heritage. That's why I asked you, and I'm so glad you talked about your Costa Rican mother, because you bring that, but you also bring, your American dad, your all American dad. And I love this. I love it because we are a collection of what we grow up with.
Sure. I think that for us, I never knew ABBA sing in English until I was well into my teens, because ABBA sang in every language. And in my house, ABBA sang it in Spanish.
Really?
So Chiquitita to me in English is the weirdest thing. So and I used to do Chiquitita live, which is always really exciting. It's really of my family. But we grew up with the ABBA in Spanish, just a lot of different types of music. But my father and mother really loved also Marty Robbins, which had that Mexican sound,
but that
country feel. And that was a really big sound back in the day. And I'm not quite sure a lot of people really understand it. I also do, you said I cover Madonna. I cover 2 Madonna songs. I cover Who's That Girl? And I've taken it back to its old ranchera-ness, because ranchera songs can be about mystical people and ghosts and so forth.
I love it.
Who's That Girl is? She's a woman that will kill you with her beauty. ¿Quién es esa niña? So
I love it.
If you come out to the Brooklyn Americana Music Festival this weekend, you're going to see me sing that song. And it's a real hoot, because I have a little fan dance that I do also to that, but I turn it into more of a flamenco style. Also, I've taken Madonna's Don't Tell Me, which is my favorite Madonna song of all time, and I've taken that to a little bit more of a flamenco place also, and you won't recognize it when you hear it. But I'll do a combination of both.
Tell us when I know the festival, because we're going to bring Jan on any second. I know the festival is from the 16th to the 19th of September, which is this weekend, right? When is your slot, Bobby?
Mine is, you can see me on Saturday, the 18th, under the bridge, the Manhattan Bridge, the Arch, at 6 p.m. And then again, later that night at Superfine, which is just a few steps away in Dumbo, at 8 p.m.
Wow.
But I guarantee that you come out for a great day and not only see the music, but see the views. Dumbo is beautiful from all angles. You go out to the Greenbelt, the park, and there's another stage out there, and you can see the Statue of Liberty. It's a day. You want to do the 2 days or 3 days. It's amazing. Amazing. And what Janet put together.
Yes, and that's why we're going to bring her on. And here's what we're going to do, Bobby. We're going to bring Jan on. We're going to pop you out for a little while, bring Jan on, and then we'll bring you back on around 9:45, 9:50-ish, okay? So don't go anywhere. Okay. All right? Bobby Blue, everybody, with his red fan. Oh, my God. Bobby Blue. What an interesting, beautiful, beautiful person, right?
I have to tell you that he is Tony was a great night for Tony to watch, because I didn't even know he was into Madonna, or he did. We grew up listening to Madonna, Tony and I. Tony is a friend from when I was first coming out back in 19. And Bobby just hits so many notes, and he hits, and not to mention his vocal notes.
Right,
amazing.
Right. I know, beautiful. All right, are we ready to bring on Jan Bell? She's put this whole thing together, and I was looking at it and I almost fainted thinking about even putting this together. Can we bring her on? Jan Bell of the Jan Bell and the Maybells, right? Hi, Jan.
Well, hello, Maria. Hi, Leo. Great to be here.
Goodness. Jan, I got to tell you, I mean, I've never met you, but we text a little bit, and Bobby was just raving about you. He said, you have to meet Jan Bell. And when I was just looking at the festival, and I'm thinking, festivals are huge undertakings. But when I looked at the roster and how well it was put together, and also just everything everything about it is so diverse. So you have really covered so much of what Americana is. So I want you to, first of all, thank you for doing this. As a New Yorker, I cannot thank you enough for bringing all this beauty to New York. So you are a singer. You have a band.
That's right. My band is called the Maybells.
The Maybells.
Yeah, we're named after Johnny Cash's mother-in-law, who was Mother Maybelle Carter.
Oh, my God. I love that.
She's the one who stood out there with the rifle when the dealers came and was like, go away. Tough lady.
Love that. I love that. Now, you are from, where are you from? Because
I'm from Yorkshire, England, which is northern England.
I have friends there.
Oh, of course you do, because we are the salt of the earth. Tell it like it is, people.
I love my Yorkshire friends. I love them. Well, after some other time, we'll have to talk. Who knows? Maybe we know the same people, but they're lovely, lovely, lovely people. Now, when did you come to the States? And let's talk about, have you always played? Have you always loved this kind of music? So go ahead.
I actually came to the States in 1987 on a student exchange visa. and I worked at a summer camp for kids, teaching like storytelling and improvisation. And then I stayed on for the special week, 1 week extra, which was for kids that were terminally ill. And that was staffed mostly kids with leukemia and Hodgkin's disease and things like that. And it was all staffed by volunteers from New York City.
Wow.
So, of course, it was everybody in the arts, because that's what we all do. And I met all these amazing people that said, you know, we love what you're doing and we can get you work in the East Village. So then I went and started working at La Mama and Performance Space 122. And I worked with the Charles Ludlam Theatre of the Ridiculous, which quickly became my family, Judson Church. And I actually worked with all of those organizations for like 10 years, 15, 20 years. And they all helped me get my green card and stuff.
Wow. Well, let me tell you something. You have earned your green card 100 times over, because you see, this is one of the reasons. I mean, my parents are from another country. Most of my friends, their parents are from somewhere else, or they're from somewhere else. I just love, you know, I love what this city is. And you see the value in bringing people over from other cultures, how it's just like this flower that blossoms and we get all kinds of different color. And it's just like a painting of beautiful streaks of all kinds of colors. And you know, when you said the East Village, I was like, well, there it is, because it doesn't get more artsy and more gritty in art than the East Village. And if you've spent time there, and then you said La Mama, like all these places that you mentioned, but I really want to go back to that you worked with these children. Leo works with children, and he is a playwright, and he does after school programs. So it takes a big-hearted person to do this kind of work. So thank you for that. I taught in Brooklyn from 92 to 97 for a social service named Center for Family Life. That's where I started teaching. So I'm very attached to this kind of beautiful work. So thank you for doing that. Oh, look at your cat. Your cat's joined us.
It's my friend's cat. This is Humphrey.
Oh, hi, Humphrey.
And he's hanging out by a painting by my friend Tanya Rind.
Oh, wonderful.
This is Humphrey. He's a big one. He's lovely.
Now, Jan, are you going to be performing as well? Or you just
I am. I try and remember, you know, I'm an artist organizer, which used to be like an uncool thing pre-pandemic. Yeah. And if I can look at the silver linings, which I always try to do, a lot of artists became organizers during the pandemic. And a lot of us learned new skills, and we learned to share. And, you know, I've always, for more than 20 years in Dumbo, you know, organized shows and put on like free festivals and events, especially with Superfine, which is an artist owned and operated, all women, artist owned and operated venue in Dumbo. They got there in, you know, the mid 80s. It was still dangerous. I mean, it was.
Oh, yeah. Because when I was teaching in Sunset Park, which is right next to Red Hook, I mean, I laugh when I see what Red Hook is, because we used to joke and say that's where they dump the bodies. I mean,
yeah,
it really was a very, very dangerous, sketchy neighbor. I mean, that whole area, you know, and the kids that I worked with were really beautiful, beautiful kids, and they lived in hard conditions. And so now I see that everything has turned around. But I love that you said that. So because of investments from people like you who invested in working there and in thriving there, these places flourished.
Well, they flourished, and it's kind of like a bittersweet thing, Maria, because, follow the artists and the drag queens if you want to know where to invest in property, and there's several new condominiums going up in Dumbo, and I know the panhandlers and I know the developers. Dumbo is its own little village, and
remind people what Dumbo stands for. I think I know, and I said it before, but you remind them.
You're correct when you said it earlier that it stands for Down Under the Manhattan Bridge Overpass. Now, that term was invented by artists in the 70s in the hopes it would keep developers away.
Wow.
They were like, oh, no one's ever going to want to develop here. But I just found out today, for the first time in 100 years, they're building, you know, a brand new office building from the ground up. And opposite where I used to live, there's a condominium going up that is the most expensive by square foot in Brooklyn. It's like $2,500 a square foot. When I first got to Dumbo, it was like $1 a square foot, and it suddenly jumped to $10 a square foot around September 11th, actually. It's funny how disasters are good for developers. You know? Same in New Orleans. You know, I lived in New Orleans and I worked with a lot of artists from New Orleans. In fact, we have some artists from New Orleans coming up for the festival. And
wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, Aurora Nealand, who, if you've seen the TV show Treme, she plays herself in the series Treme. She's an incredible jazz artist. Wow. So it's not strictly country and folk, it's Americana, which is a wide umbrella of folk, old-time bluegrass, jazz, blues, country blues. But the thing that sets Americana apart from other genres is, hi, Humphrey, is it's mostly original songs.
Wow.
Like most of the artists are singing songs they wrote themselves.
That's fantastic. And I saw young people there. I was looking at a lot of the clips, very young people. You know, it's just a range. There's older people. It's just such a range of artists, and I really love it. So now this is free. How do you manage that? How do you manage to keep it free?
Thank you. Well, I've been fortunate to receive grants from the Brooklyn Arts Council.
Beautiful.
And the office of Councilman Stephen Levin, our local office. He's really big on cultural affairs. And then I do fundraisers. Wow. And also the Brooklyn Bridge Park Conservancy, the nonprofit branch, they pitch in some. I have a local brewery, 6 Point Brewery, there in Red Hook, who are donating generously this year. And then like Superfine Restaurant I mentioned before, do, you know, go above and beyond to promote and produce and host special events.
So if you are down, like I'm hoping that everybody goes down this weekend, but please frequent these places that have donated and sponsored and helped out. And remember, you know, your council people that help out with all these things. I have to say we're very lucky in New York. We have some amazing people, and Brooklyn is particularly graced with big-hearted, some big-hearted people. So just remember that there's a lot of amazing people that open their doors and open their pockets and really help out so that artists can do what they do. And Dumbo, you know, it's amazing. It's amazing. But like you said, when I first moved here in 1990, that's not where you would live. You wouldn't even dream of it.
No, the dumping the bodies is true for Red
I mean, we
Hook
used to
and
joke with
Dumbo.
Italians, but you know, we'd say, "Oh boy, you know that's where." No. But it is kind of in a weird way true. It was like a very high crime area.
Very high crime, very dangerous. I mean, you really just had to have your street smarts and wits about you. But now both Dumbo and Red Hook are two of the most expensive and most desirable neighborhoods. You know, I mean, there's artists hanging on and so on and so forth. But, you know, it's really thanks to like pioneer establishments like the Jalopy Theatre, who produced the Brooklyn Folk Festival. They're at this end of Red Hook, and they have an incredible community there of all ages. And one of the artists who's playing the festival is now 16, Nora Brown. She's one of the youngest TED Talk people ever, and she's an incredible banjo player and singer.
How amazing.
Yeah, and I always have young people in it. I feel like as a New Yorker, having it be diverse in terms of BIPOC and LGBTQ that's my life. That's the way I live. People ask, how do you do it? I'm like, just follow me around for a day. This is my world. This is why I love New York.
Right.
But I did have to make a conscious effort as far as the age and make sure I had some older artists.
Right.
Because I realized I was being a little bit like everybody under 50. And we actually booked John Cohen last year, who was in the new Lost City Ramblers. But sadly, he passed away the week before.
Wow.
But then Jessica Lang, who was doing a book launch with him, a companion book launch, she came and represented anyway because she had a book she was releasing called Highway 61 Photographs.
Wow.
So
Amazing.
Yes, Jessica Lang, no problem. Absolutely. Please come over.
So I know, I love it. Now, when is your slot? When are you performing? Let's talk about that, and then we'll bring Bobby back on.
Sounds great. I'm going to be playing the final, the opening night at the Jalopy Theatre with Chris Matthews, who's being described as the new Woody Guthrie. She's an incredible social justice songwriter, and M's Shanghai String Band. And then I'm going to close it out on the Sunday night with a benefit for Planned Parenthood at Superfine.
Oh my God, that's fantastic.
With Queen Esther and Emerald Ray and Eleanor Buckland and Danny Nichols, who managed to get over here from England. I wrote a special dispensation for her so they'd let her in the country, and she did just arrive the other day.
And everything that you just talked about is on the website. Is that correct?
Everything's on the website.
Okay, and that's bkamf.com.
Correct.
Okay.
There are a couple of ticketed events. I had to charge a little bit this year because a lot of sponsors didn't want to attach their names to a gathering.
Right, because of COVID.
You know, and up until the end of June in the city of New York, we were not allowed to have gatherings of more than 200.
Right.
So I really had to kind of wrangle things last minute.
Yeah,
and
that's
so
okay.
I had to charge.
I think some people are okay with paying. But most of it is free. But there are events that, and I think people are fine with that.
Exactly.
Okay, Mando, this would be the kind of thing you would just love. One of our friends, he's a huge music lover. No, you have not missed the food, Mando, and thank you for reminding me. Now, let's bring Bobby Blue back on and Leo, and you must all help me because this is the food section of our show called Go Ahead.
Go ahead.
Woo!
Food.
Okay, so I'm going to need Jen. I'm going to need Bobby Blue, of course, Leo. On the count of 3, we're all going to say, 1, 2, 3, go ahead, keep eating. And then I will introduce our food. Okay, are we ready? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead.
Keep eating.
All right. Very nice. Okay, so I invite creative people to come on every week, and I cannot invite creative people without being creative myself. That's not fair. So I challenge myself every week to create a new dish. And what did I make? Now I'm also on the keto. I'm still on the keto because I'm trying to get back in my pants. And it's happening. It's happening. But, okay, so what did I make? Leo, you're going to be particularly fond of this meal. I got low-carb tortillas, and it smells so good. And I got, I have shrimp here, which I marinated in, let me see, cilantro. I have to read it because I put so much stuff in here. Hold on a second.
You know that Mandar's ready to type, you know.
I know Mandar's ready to type. Okay, so shrimp fajitas with cumin, paprika, chili peppers, garlic, and onion. Red and green bell peppers for you, Jan. Lime, guacamole, and avocado slices. And a little tahini, a little onion salt.
Spicy.
And yes, so that's that, and it smells delicious. So low-carb shrimp fajitas. That's that. And then going with the whole Americana, because I was reading what that really was inspired by Linda Ronstadt and what she wrote about the different hats, and I love that. I just loved it. So then I went with Bobby. This could be your life here in food because that was a little bit. And now this is our Americana, so this would be your dad's side.
I
so
have
this
so
would
many
be romaine lettuce.
things to say about that.
I know. Red cabbage. I have blue cheese for you, Bobby.
I love
for
blue
Bobby
cheese.
Blue. I do too. Blue cheese crumble and celery. And I'm going to put a what did I decide to put on this? Let me read this. I have granola olive oil and get this, you're not going to believe this, lavender vinegar. It's outstanding.
Yum.
It's from the Boston Olive Oil Company, not New England. I went with a different company just to try something new. It's lavender. It's absolutely exquisite.
I
What's
love
granola?
Granola is kind of like almost like nutty, like a nutty kind of toasty.
Like me.
Yes, you would be granola. Absolutely. So it's kind of like it got a nutty flavor to it. I like to try a lot of different olive oils and vinegars, and I love my spice rack.
You have the best shelf.
I do. I have quite a rack. I've been told. All right. Now,
Go ahead. Keep
I'm
it.
still on the keto. And also for our friend Bobby Blue, I have blueberries tonight. This is our dessert. I'm going to enjoy. Bobby, a little toast to you, my friend, because you introduced me to this whole world that I didn't know about, and to Jan, and I'm just loving. I mean, I love this kind of music anyway, but I would have not known it was happening. It would have just gone over my head because I'm in my own world of piano bars and the the kind of places that I frequent and my friends. I would have missed this whole thing. So a toast to you, Bobby Blue, blueberry.
Why, thank you. Can I say that it was through a cocktail glass that I met you.
See?
I went to the duplex, and you make these beautiful, amazing cocktails. You go and you handpick all of your own ingredients. You come there and you smash them. It's beautiful to watch you do it.
Oh, thank you.
But that's how I know you.
Yes, so I am doing those drink specials. I'm featured fruit, fruity drinks for fruity people, I say. And I make those on Monday nights at the Stonewall Inn.
Oh,
and if I work, sometimes I pick up a Thursday at the Stonewall Inn, and I use all fresh fruit, and I create like a lineup of cocktails with these fresh fruits.
It's
Blackberry Manhattan.
One of the best drinks I've ever had.
Thank you, honey. I appreciate that. Yeah. I must toot my own horn. In 2015, I think it was, or 16, I was voted one of the top 50 bartenders in New York City. So by Time Out New York. So I'm happy. Thank you, Bobby, for reminding people of that. You made my day.
Yeah.
Okay, now, so is there like an opening ceremony and a closing ceremony that people, or can people just walk in anytime? When you walk in, can you just come in anytime and enjoy a show, or do you have to have tickets? How does it work?
Thank you. There is the opening night ceremony is at Jalopy Theatre on Thursday. And that's where we have the M Shanghai String Band and Emerald Ray and Chris Matthews from DC. And then Friday is a $10 ticket for the Dumbo Archway, my first time charging there. And we have an incredible lineup there. And a special guest MC, John Platt from WFUV, who's just an incredible leader of everything. And then the Saturday and Sunday events are basically free. Everything is free on the weekend. And it was going to be free all the way through, but with recent news, I decided to turn the very last event on Sunday night at Superfine into a benefit for Planned Parenthood and charge for that.
It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful idea, especially given the political climate of the last few months.
We're doing it again. You know, I remember being with Penny Arcade at Columbus Circle in 1991 or 92, you know, and I just can't believe it's happening again. And having to do it again. And I'm over 50 now, you know,
Me
and
too.
I'm just like, how many times we have to keep fighting this fight? And, you know, applause to Mexico. Applause to Mexico. I know I could be talking about my festival, but let's talk about like what really matters here. Like, you know, all those little teenage Texas girls hopefully will safely get to Mexico and back. If that's their only option, you know, it's shameful. Really, that there's not some way that they can be safe.
I mean, I just think it's completely, you know, I heard on the some broadcast the other day that something as high as 87% of Texans do not agree with that law. So 87% of Texans. So who are they actually trying to please? They're simply trying to control. And, you know, these are the same people that don't tell me what to do with my guns. Don't tell me what to do, but I'll tell you what to do with your body. So I'm with you, Jan, on it's exhausting. I mean, I love that we have allies everywhere, but as women to completely always have to get back up on that stage, back up on that, trying to raise money for Planned Parenthood. Like, how many years does this go on?
Yeah, and as men, I have a lot of allies who are straight men, bisexual men, queer men, trans men. And they're out there at the protest with us too,
Yeah.
There's a lot of adopted children and orphan children who feel very, very strongly about that issue as well, and
Now,
about somebody's choice.
Leo, you want to talk about that for a minute? Because that's your story.
Well, there's a lot of people that are bitter because they don't know where they come from. More bitter than I. I was adopted, so I have that playing field. But there's a question that people have: where they came from. And in 1969, pre-Roe versus Wade, a lot of adoptions were closed. So there's a lot of bitter children out there, adult children, who are saying, give the woman their choice. Give the woman their choice. Because of some of the lives that they've led.
Yeah, and Leo, actually, his show was absolutely fabulous. I mean, there's a lot of funny stuff in it, but it also touched on this issue. It was very beautiful. And it was about, had his mother, she should have been given the right to a choice. But, that's just a whole other thing. But
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful what you're doing, Jan, and I thank you. And I love that we have allies in men. There's so many beautiful people in this world. We all pull together. If it's a gay issue, we have our allies that help us, our straight allies. If it's a women's issue, we have our men. If it's an immigrant issue, we have our citizens that help. I find that like attracts like. And if you're a kind-hearted person, you're going to attract kind people. If you're not so kind, you're going to attract those kind of people. I don't want to speak ill of the uneducated, but because I always, my motto this year has been, don't hate, educate. So, and I find that when people don't know enough, they make foolish decisions and they follow the wrong kind of people. But this is really wonderful. So, Leo, what do we got for time, buddy?
We have
6:58.
Okay, 6:58.
Could I say something for a moment?
Of course.
I just wanted to reiterate when Bobby Blue is playing the festival. If you're a fan of Patsy Cline, you're going to love Bobby Blue. So he's going to be playing the Dumbo Archway stage at 6 p.m. on Saturday, September 18th. And then he's going to go zip across the road to the lesbian artist owned and operated Superfine to play at 8 p.m. And Bobby, I've been meaning to tell you, Samoa Wilson, who was supposed to play after you at 9, her uncle Jimmy Queskin, who's a jazz legend.
Great.
Sorry, I'm hearing that. She might not be able to be there, so we might need you to do 2 sets that night.
Okay.
Yeah, her uncle, Samoa's uncle tested positive, and she's looking after him. So.
Well, Bobby Blue on the spot.
Definitely.
Bobby Blue on the spot. Whatever happens, Bobby, I know you'll be prepared and you will be amazing. I want to thank both of you for coming on. Bobby, thank you for introducing me to Jan and Leo to Jan. It's so nice to meet you, Jan. I hope we get to meet in person one of these days. And break a leg. I'm going to try to I work both of those nights, but I'm going to try to get down there. Maybe on the Sunday I can get down there early. This is just fantastic. If you are not from Brooklyn, keep an eye on the website and see all the wonderful things that they do. And if you're not and you're from another part of the country, please support your local artists, support your festivals, support great human rights activists, because we're just trying to help each other. That's all. We're not trying to make waves. We're not trying to destroy the country. We're trying to plant seeds.
Yeah. Well, Maria, if you can make it to Superfine on the Sun. Oh, sorry.
Go
ahead.
Still excited.
I love it, Bobby. Jan, what were you saying?
I was just say, if you can make it to Superfine on Sunday night for the Americana Songbirds concert, which is 5 women singer-songwriters for the benefit for Planned Parenthood. If you'd like to be a special guest MC and talk about your show and introduce one of the bands, Superfine will totally buy you dinner and a couple of nice cocktails if you're interested.
Oh boy! Well, I'm a cheap date. I don't drink, so I'll take a Diet Coke.
Even better, cheap date. They make incredible tacos there, and they have a farm to table menu. It's all organic. The menu changes every day. If you're free,
yeah, I'm going to see if I'm not working. I may be able to get down there, but I have your cell phone number now, so I will be in touch. Okay, I think we have come to the end of our show. I want to thank my sidekick, my Ed McMahon, my tech guru, my Guy Friday. Where would I be without Leo Rodriguez? There he is, ladies and gentlemen. He is in Idlewild, California. I love Leo. I want to thank Jim Bell, our producer and engineer. He's in Nashua, New Hampshire, Armed Radio, armeddigitalmedia.com. We go into podcasts in about 12 hours, and you will find us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. I want to thank the lovely, lovely Bobby Blue, who reached out, and now we are friends. You kind of stuck with me now, Bobby.
Okay, I love that.
I love that too. You're just the cutest thing. And I'm so excited about learning more about all your music and all that stuff and seeing you perform. Jan Bell, I take my hat off to you, young lady. Of course, you're from Yorkshire. You have a huge heart and you're sharp as a whip. There she is. She's got her hat on. Americana Folk Festival. That is a cool hat. That's a cool hat. That is a very cool
merchandise.
They'll have merchandise. So get down there this weekend. There's so much. Again, BKAMF.com. So it stands for Brooklyn American Folk Festival.com. Go and check it out. We love and appreciate you. We'll see you next week, 9 p.m. Tuesdays. Thanks, everybody.